Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele and Francis, and we're back with Tanya for the Bachelorette season 18. How are you doing today, Tanya?
I'm doing well. My apologies if you can hear the construction that's happening beside me. But honestly, it's a crisp fall day. I'm having some tea.
Ooh, do you have tea to spill? Is that ominous here?
No, I don't have any tea to. Actually, yes, I do.
Sweet.
I heard that Maddie from Peter's season was spotted hanging out with Mikey P, the virgin from Katie's season.
I did hear this, but then I also feel like I heard that, like, oh, there's nothing happening between them.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah,
like,
trying to get more info on it, but they were just photographed together, so that's all we really know.
So yes, so that happened. Also, we have Abigail and Noah going to visit Becca and Thomas, and they went to some sort of festival. And there was also a party of some sort where Katie was there with all of them. And I was just thinking in my head, like, no offense, Blake, but like, doesn't she feel like she made a bad decision? Because like Thomas is so hot, Becca is probably someone that she kind of aspires to be like, and like they're in like a really cute couple that people want to invest their time in and care about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be a little bit jelly if I was Katie, but maybe she's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she got over the fact that he was unkind, so now she's willing to hang out with them. Interesting how that changed.
Unkind. I want actually to hear what Becca has to say with his portrayal of on her season, on Katie's season. I wanted to hear what her thoughts were. I know that she did talk about it on, I don't know if it was her podcast or Clickbait, one of those, when it was still going on, but after she had already been on Paradise with him. So they were probably rekindled already. But I would like to just hear what her thoughts were about that man when she was just watching it live, you know?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that. But I don't know if she'll ever say it. And I think they're going to get married.
Honestly, they seem to be like doing really well thus far. The countdown is on. This happens after Love Island finishes too, where it's just like, okay, so these are the pairs, and like let's see like how this goes. So it only takes one domino to knock down the rest. So we will see what happens. Also, did you see Deandra is like hanging out with, I guess like that whole crew that's in Dallas, but like she was hanging out with Ivan a lot, and I know she's addressed like, I guess like comments that she's received about that, but I'm just like, let's keep our eyes peeled on that situation. Developing.
Well, I also saw though there was a TikTok with her, Ivan, Jasenia, and Cheyenne were all doing TikToks together. So I don't see Deandra and Ivan. Is that what I'm putting pin in?
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think she said that they were like just friends or they're friends, but we'll see.
That seems like a just friend vibe, but I could be completely wrong. And all the best to her. If she's into Ivan, go get him, because they would be a very attractive couple. Definitely. Well, if this is your first time here on Reality Realness, welcome. Please help us out by subscribing right down below, because today we're going to be talking about Michelle Young's season of The Bachelorette. This is season 18 that we're going to be talking about, these men that are vying for her love this season. So what are your overall thoughts of Michelle Young? So Michelle Young was from Matt James's season of The Bachelor. I believe that's season 25. She is a Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Was she a Gemini? She's one of those two. I'm going to look that up right now. What do you think overall of Michelle's men?
As I was like just briefly looking through the profiles, I was thinking this could potentially be a better crop than usual. There's definitely a lot more people that are closer to her age range. There's also some people that are like significantly older. Like there's some people that are at 36, 37. I think someone's even 38. So they definitely cast not that many super young guys. I think the youngest person is maybe like 26, which is pretty good. And yeah, I don't know. I think they really hopefully listened to more of what she was looking for when it came to casting this season, because they didn't necessarily do a great job for Katie's season.
And we know that for a fact now, as we've finished watching Bachelor in Paradise, and the men from that season were all not the greatest. I think Thomas was the best catch from that round of casting. And none of the other men were able to be in relationships on that beach, but all the women from Matt James's season were able to find some love connection. So I agree with you. It does seem like they put in a little bit more effort. I would assume that because she is a bachelorette of color, that there might have been a few more people of color that are part of the casting process. I heard that her whole wardrobe team is different. So that could be why we're seeing just like a different kind of vibe and energy. So I'm here to see how it all shakes out as well. Hi, AJ. Thanks for being here. So she's a Gemini with maybe a Sag moon. I'm thinking she was a Sag because Matt James is a Sag, and I remember thinking that they got along. And so, yeah, so she's definitely a Gemini. I just looked it up. I think her birthday is June 3rd, and she is 28 years old, born in 1993. Oh my goodness. She's so mature, and I'm like, I was a big person in 1993. And Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. So it looks like Claire has moved on from Dale with a new guy. I did see this, that she was kind of out and about, maybe on a date or two with a man. We couldn't tell who he was. I guess everybody was all masked up and they were wearing baseball hats. But it seems like Claire has moved on from Dale. So thank you. I mean, I feel like from the beginning, we were never plussed about that relationship. We're always just like, she had an idealized version of what that relation was going to be, and she wanted him to fill that role. And he never was, from my perspective, that person that she was like, oh my God, I love him. He's amazing. And so I think it's better for her to be maybe with somebody else, hopefully someone not from Bachelor Nation, just can ground her a little bit, because I think that she was a little bit Pisces, you know.
Yeah.
Pisces for this relationship. So with our draft and cast assessment, as usual, we're going to do a little bit of a snake draft. Now, Tanya, you obliterated me in the last draft, the first draft that we did together, and it was the most recent draft. And that will give you the opportunity to either go first, or you can choose for me to go first. But since it's a snake draft, so if you're first, then you'll go fourth and fifth, and so on and so forth. If you choose second, you do second and third, and so on and so forth. So how do you want to start off this draft? Last season, you got first pick. You took Blake Moynes off the board. He wasn't even on the table, and you took Blake Moynes for the undeniable win because he was the winner of last season. How are you going to play this season?
I'm going to do a slightly different strategy. We'll see if it works or doesn't work, but I think I would like for you to pick first this time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, okay, if I'm going to pick first, I'm going to kind of go with your strategy from last season. So you kind of went with somebody that you pretty much knew was going to do decently well, just so you knew that you'd get some points. So we will have some points in there. So first impression rose, one-on-one dates. We'll just make a list of the different things that will allot like 5 points to, and then the winner gets 20 points. And I will keep track this season. I will do a better job than I did last season. And so I think that this person is going to last a long time. I think that he will get me some points. And we know that he's going to be doing well in the franchise, which is why I am going to choose Clayton. He is 28 years old. He's a medical sales rep from Columbia, Missouri. And we know that Mr. Clayton is going to be our next Bachelor. So that is my first pick, numero uno. Any thoughts about this guy?
I think that's a strong first pick. We know he's got to be doing something right. So he'll be either featured or he has to be shown in some capacity. He has to be a slightly important player in the season because he ends up being the next lead. So I think it's a good choice for sure. He'll be definitely lasting past night one and probably lasting decently far in the competition. So absolutely.
So at least 12th place. And
I
feel like I've seen maybe they have a one-on-one date. I feel like they might have even like a kiss or something like that. So we may get some makeout points, that kind of thing here. So I'm hoping to collect some points with this guy. And we know that he's going to be the next Bachelor. So he's going to be around for the long haul. So first pick. So you got 2 right now.
Yeah. My first pick, I'm going to go with Olumide, the IT analyst from Newark, New Jersey. He is a former basketball player. And honestly, his Instagram is what won me over. He's like very, very attractive. But above that, as like a former basketball player, he's pretty hot. He seems relatively normal based on this description here. So I'm going to go with him as my first pick. I feel like he will be around for a while.
All right, I like Olumide. 27. He's a good age for her. He's in New Jersey, so where she's in Minnesota. So I feel like they're kind of close. I'm not really sure of geography, so I'll just close my mouth there. He enjoys theater, and I love the cherry blossom, so that's a nice flower to enjoy. But he hates tofu. How do you feel about him hating tofu? Who hates tofu?
I mean, I literally just bought tofu at the grocery store today, but I understand it's a very specific texture. Though it can be pretty versatile, I get why people might not like it. I don't think that's like super controversial, but like, yeah. And if you get a chance to look at his Instagram, like, if anything, it might be too much because it's like so many like shirtless photos. He's like working out and like doing all of that stuff, but he looks great. Like he literally looks amazing.
Let me find Mr. Olumide.
King Olu, I think, is his. King Olu.
I definitely, anybody that's like has a basketball vibes, I think will be good with Michelle. He seems like a nice guy, so yeah, I think it's a good pick. I like him.
Yeah.
Who is your next pick?
Okay.
What AJ saying here? So some of the men on Katie's season wanted to be on Michelle's. Oh, really? So David, Trey, Thomas, to name a few. That is tea. And that makes sense. These are men that I could see being in a relationship with Michelle, to be fair. So I don't necessarily, not that, I can't see interracial relationships or whatnot. Absolutely. Like, I think anybody can find love anywhere. But vibe-wise, I can see all those people more with Michelle than with Katie. And you could see by who Katie ended up, getting engaged to, right? It was nobody that looked like those three. So, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Ooh, Tamika's here. Hi, Tamika. So Tamika's from New Jersey, and we're nowhere close to Minnesota. Okay, I just feel like Midwest and at least East Coast as opposed to like all the way in like Las Vegas or something. I feel like it's closer. They get snow in Minnesota. Anyways, but probably different time zone. Thanks, Tamika.
Okay, for my second pick, this person was featured in the season preview a lot. Hard to miss him because he has bleached blonde hair, but I'm going with Martin, personal trainer, 29. Some red flags here. He's from Miami. And in the preview, he's just like in a lot of different scenes. It looks like they definitely go on a one-on-one, or maybe it's a scene from a group date, who can say, but he's just there a lot. And I'm just feeling something about this energy is going to offer me some points. I don't know if it's like the eyebrow. I don't know if it's the 2 necklaces. I don't know if it's the Miami working out, perfecting his physique of it all. But I think he'll be entertaining at the very least.
Now, he definitely has some red flags. The bleach blonde hair is a little bit of a red flag for me personally. It's just kind of like, who are you trying to be here? What was his profession? Hold on. Let's look.
Personal trainer.
Personal trainer.
From
Yikes.
Miami.
Yikes, Miami, yikes, personal trainer. Like, that whole combo is a little bit like, are you really here for love in a relationship?
Yeah.
But there's something about him that I also find to be attractive and charming. So I think it's a good pick. I do remember seeing him. Is he part of like that whole jacket gate? That gets the jacket.
I was really trying to figure out who was throwing that jacket in. It's really hard to say, but it is somebody who's wearing like a sweater tied around their shoulders. And I couldn't tell exactly who it was that throws a jacket into the pool. But I'm sure, I feel like there's like maybe a clip. I just looked at it again today because I was like, let me refresh myself. There's definitely a clip of him like not throwing, but like, I want to say maybe like standing face to face with somebody, like close, like maybe a fight. I don't really know. And then there's like some footage of him and Michelle. I want to say like looking at the stars or something. I can't remember, like something along these lines. So he'll be there. I feel confident he'll make it past night one at least. So, but I don't know that he's good for Michelle. I just think he'll probably be a ridiculous person on the show.
I mean, I hope so. Like, I want him to be super ridiculous. I like him. I want him to be drafted high. I don't want him to go home early. I want to see what he brings, whether he's the winner or not. I don't think he's the winner, but I think he could bring some dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Dramas. Okay, so just to be completely transparent, I started doing my research and my homework here, and then I kind of slowed down. So it's going to be winging it a little bit now after my first pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, though, that I want to go with Nate, I guess is how we pronounce his name.
Nate,
now,
yeah.
I'm not sure if, like, I've seen a lot of seemingly men his complexion that have gone far in the process. I like from brief little clips or people like dissecting the previews. And I feel it might be Nate as someone that at least gets a date and like is in some sort of like, you know, love stuff with Michelle. So I'm kind of going out on a limb here and hoping that it is Nate that will do pretty well. He's obviously very handsome, I find, 27, so it's a good age for her. Wouldn't mind if he was maybe a little bit older, but 27, we'll take it. He's from Texas. And does he have anything interesting here? He dreams of visiting the Taj Mahal. Okay, that's interesting. It's not like somewhere super typical. He likes edible arrangements. Interesting that he would note that. Oh, but one red flag right there. It says that he can't dance to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. So I'm sad. But I like Nate. I think he's cute. Any thoughts about him?
He's also 6'8". So that's great. Super tall. And he is another person that is like featured in the trailer pretty significantly. Like he was pretty high on my list as well. And obviously we know the trailers don't always give the exact context, but there is a moment where it seems as though maybe people are questioning whether he's there for the right reasons, which would be a controversial figure is always like kind of a good thing because they're in everybody's mouth a lot. So we'll see how that works out for Nate, but I also think that he's a really, really good pick for sure.
Sweet. So Tamika says that Nate is her first choice or her choice based on height and interest. Yeah, 6'8", that's a height. That's like, you can't miss that person. There's actually quite a few tall men on this season from just like my brief, browsing around here. So, okay, good. I took a stab in the dark there, and it seemingly will pay off. Okay, so who do I want next, though? I mean, it's already starting to get like a little, okay. I'm choosing this person because I know a little bit of tea about them.
Okay.
And so I don't know if he'll end up playing into anything, kind of like how Brendan last season, it never really came out that he was friends with Blake Moynes.
Yeah.
So, maybe the T will not do anything, but I'm going to go with LT. Now, LT, he's 38 years old, so he's older. So I think that will be a vibe that Michelle will be able to get along with, as she does come across as mature. She's in a job where, you know, she's respected, and, you know, it's a respectable job. And, you know, he's a yoga guru, so he's going to be probably very chill, from Washington. I think that's what WA stands for. And do you know what the T is?
No.
So his mother was adopted. And when she went to find who her birth parents were, she found that Clint Eastwood was her father on the birth certificate. So Clint Eastwood has now welcomed her into the family, and LT is Clint Eastwood's grandson. And so I'm thinking, if they know this, maybe with casting him, like they might feature him, or, you know, he, you know, wanting to get some like real Hollywood props in there, that maybe he will stick around for a little bit. So not fully sure how well he will do, but I'm hoping that because he's actually from some Hollywood pedigree here, that maybe he will stick around long, even if like he doesn't have a love connection. Like maybe the producers would be like, oh, you don't need to send him home yet. So
right.
LT, any thoughts about him?
I wrote him down and I just put yoga guru because I think that is ridiculous. Not to say that there are not yoga gurus, obviously, for sure. I just felt like that was silly. Yeah, it could go either way. Like sometimes with these people, they are actually super chill and they are like, you know, very grounded, and other times they're very extra. So we'll see. We'll see which one LT is. You never know. He is on this show, so.
Exactly. He is on this show, but he's also 38 though, which means that he could be ready for some love. So I just wanted to snag him just in case he gets some points here. All right, 2-2 you.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Joe, the 28-year-old real estate developer from Minneapolis.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the other guy that I was like, oh, is it him? Yeah, I should have gone with him next. Damn it.
This is a great photo of Joe. He looks super attractive in this shot. He also played basketball at the University of Minnesota. I feel like she would connect with someone who has like a competitive history, because that was also her experience as well. So I do think like if she can find someone who played sports, but like at this point is doing something else with their career similar to her, that might be a good connection point for her. And his profile just actually seems pretty decent. There's no huge red flags here. He says that he's introverted, looking for a woman that's smart, caring, articulate, and able to make him laugh. Someone whose values he aligns with. There's that classic I want 3 or 4 kids thing, but either way, seems like a good pick. Very handsome. Yeah. I feel like she would be for him.
I think he's a perfect pick. He's very similar to Nate in you know, looks wise. I don't know if he's as tall as Nate is, but he's a little bit older, which is perfect. Real estate developer. It seems that he would have, you know, a career that he'd be able to take off in the summertime when she has some free time. So it seems like it would be flexible. He'd be able to work around her schedule. They're from the same area, so I can just, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think that they could match really, really easily and really well. So I think he's a great pick, and he's so cute.
Yeah. If he looks good in the photo, then that bodes well for him. And then I think I'm gonna go with Jamie, 32-year-old biotech CEO from San Diego. A little bit older.
Oh, him. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like this might be either a good pick or a bad pick. I don't really know, but I don't know. He's older, more mature. He's got clearly a great job. He likes to travel. He knows what he wants in a partner and in a wife. Says he's never watched an episode of reality TV in his life, which I would like to call his bluff, because I'm sure he has in passing at one time or another. But either way, I'm just gonna go for an older, more mature option for her. That's a little bit older than her, a little bit more interesting than some of these young guys, and we'll see what happens with him.
I like Jamie. You know, he does say on, I don't know if it's on this bio, but that he most spontaneous thing he's ever done is went to like a ticket counter and told them to just tell him where to fly to. So
Okay.
the fact that he has some expendable income, that bodes well to maybe creating a life that might be really fun for Michelle. He does seem to have, he's smart, has a good job. I don't even know what a biotech CEO does, but it sounds fancy.
CEO of something.
What?
I said he's a CEO, so I'll take it.
Exactly. CEO. It's like his own business. CEO of one. Yeah, and he's a good age for her as well. So I like him. Is he the one that says that he likes salsa dancing?
I think so.
Favorite game is chess. Okay, I'm wondering though, like it's a little bit of a red flag for someone to go on a reality TV show and never seen an episode. That, I mean, maybe he was scouted by the producers and they're like, just come on the show. But I would still watch at least an episode of the show that I was going to be going on, especially with all the craziness that can happen to your life after these shows, good or bad. So I don't know if that's the smartest thing to even do, if this is true, to not have seen an episode of reality TV. So that's a little bit of a red flag to me. I don't know if he's lying or if he's really that naive. But I like the fact that he's probably got a lot of money and he's at an age where he could be looking for love and someone to settle down with. So I think Jamie is a good pick. Let's see what we're saying here in our comments. All right, looking forward to not hearing sex positive every episode. Okay, speaking of which, hi Taboo. What do you think the catchphrase is for Michelle is going to be this season?
Something to do with either teaching or basketball, like the classes in session, or are you talking about like what kind of themes will emerge?
Well, like, remember how like Ben Higgins was like, I just want to be loved, or like I want to be lovable, whatever. Katie's was what we're just saying here, sex positive. I'm sex positive, and it's like kind of it's kind of the theme of the episode, and maybe the recurring voiceover.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Love, and she's been, thought of as, because she reads that poem at the end of the trailer where she's like, people thought of me as picked me first for basketball, but like never picked me to go to prom, and like things haven't worked out for me, but I know I'm ready for love. It's like that type of angle for her, but I don't know how to distill it into one sentence.
I totally agree. That's what I was like, I got it. Yeah, that's 100%. It's going to be the never been picked, never been picked. And then it's going to be like her being picked. So yes, I think that I agree with you. I think that is what is going to be the recurring theme for the season. So I saw this as well, a picture of Dale and Bananas and Kenny. Not sure if he's trying to get on the challenge. What would you think? Would you want to see Dale on the challenge?
Not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind that. I actually think that might be a good place for him to be.
I wouldn't mind seeing it, like better than the Big Brother people, to be honest. Like I would, if they're gonna put in somebody that I know from another reality show, I would like to see how he would fare in this kind of environment. So I'd watch it. I love Joe. Oh darn it! I wish I'd seen this before. Yes, Jamie is a cutie, but could be the villain. You think he could be the villain? Why is this, Tamika? I don't get villain vibes necessarily from him. Unless it's like, I know better, I'm smarter, I'm richer, like that kind of villain. Like, I don't care about anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily get villain from him, but explain, Tamika, what you mean by this. All right, who am I going to choose next, though? Should we stay in the whole light-skin brother zone?
I mean, we don't really know what her type is other than Matt.
James. Ooh, I like this guy. Okay.
Option, so
I'm going to go next with this guy who I think is very handsome. I think he looks very good in his photo. And if he looks good in his photo, as you already said, he's going to look great in person. I'm going with PJ. PJ, a little cutie pie. He looks like he's fun. He looks like he will just be like someone you want to hang out with. He's a firefighter, which is a great job. That means like he's putting some work in this career and he's doing something for the community from Texas. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind all the chains that he's wearing.
Yeah, no, he does look great in this photo, actually.
Mm-hmm. Does not enjoy the opera though. Oh, I didn't see that, but you know, I can forgive that. He said he's going to pass time working on a Rubik's Cube. You can actually just go and Google the algorithm for a Rubik's Cube and solve it in 2 minutes. But that's okay if you haven't done that yet, PJ. I still think you're handsome. I feel like you got a good vibe, that you'll be able to dance, that you'll be able to have the swagger and the charm, just to at least get some vibe going on with Michelle. So PJ is the man.
I think that's a good choice. He's on my list of potential options of who I would choose, but yeah.
Yay! I like when people are on your list. I want to steal your entire list this season. Okay, and then next I am going to choose. Should we keep it tall?
Is she tall? She's got to be, right?
5'7" or 5'8", I think.
Really? Oh.
You think she's not like a 5'5"er? I think she's like.
Well, she seems taller than that to me, but maybe.
1.75. How much is that?
I have no idea.
Let's see. 1.75 meters in feet. She's almost 5'9". Okay, so yeah, she's tall. So let's go for another tall guy. That I'm hoping that he will have, he'll be good. We'll have to see though. I don't know if his picture does him any justice, but am I still on PJ? Whoops, I didn't mean to be. I mean to go to Brian. So Brian is 31. I think he's a good age. He's another tall drink of water. I believe he's 6'7" or 6'8" or 6'9". Like he's tall. Obviously a football player from Chicago.
Religious. That's a good choice.
I didn't know he was religious. Where'd you see that?
It's in the description. He's a foodie, religious, family-oriented.
Yes, I didn't even realize. Where's that chain? I didn't see the chain through that button.
No, there's no cross. There's no cross.
So he's religious. That's even better. The fact that he wants to travel the world and is a foodie and wants to experience food from different cultures, I like that a lot. And I think that he has potential to stick around for a bit. All these tall guys feel like they're going to stick around for a bit just because, they're going to stand out. So, what do you think? Do you like him?
Yeah, like I literally wrote Brian and then I put religious, NFL player, like perfect choice.
Awesome.
Because, that may lead us to some segments featuring either of those things. But then like also on the reverse, if he is just like normal, or sorry, my apologies, let me rephrase. You can absolutely be religious and normal. I'm not trying to separate those two things. But I mean, if he just ends up not being a character, he is a 31-year-old NFL player. So that might be appealing to her.
Yes. I mean, anybody that does something to its excellence, I think is very attractive. So the fact that he's top in his field, whether he's still playing or not, like it is attractive. There's an era of like excellence about them that is very appealing. So, and he's tall. Like, yeah, I think that he'll be around for a little bit. So, Brian, religious. Oh, that's like even better. Thank you.
Yep.
And Tamika says that PJ is so fine on IG. I haven't seen him on IG yet. Let's see if I can pull him up. All right, you got two for you.
Okay. My apologies if I don't pronounce his name correctly. But I'm going with Malik Molike. I'm not sure exactly how to say it. But he is 36 years old, an academic administrator from San Diego, California. And one, I think he looks great. I looked at his Instagram. He seems to have been at the festival that everybody else was at in San Diego. But on top of that, my main reason is because he has an 8-year-old son. So I'm going for the son play here and picking someone who has a child because I'm sure that will be a talking point on the show. So that is my next pick.
Absolutely. So I'd say Malik sounds like how we'd pronounce his name.
Malik. Yeah.
Great pick. I think, red flag is the blonde tips. You know how we feel about those blonde tips. So I'm just like, what's going on? That's a choice. But 8-year-old child, and she teaches people that are 8 years old, I believe. She's a grade 3 teacher, if I'm not mistaken. So they will definitely be able to, have some sort of bonding around his son. You said son or just child?
Son
being that age. So I think he's a great pick. I think he's handsome. He looks like he'd be fun. And he's an academic administrator, which means that he's in the school vibe, it seems. So they might be even able to speak about things on that level as well. So they're probably going to relate a lot. Doesn't like frogs. Okay, who cares? Has a motorcycle license. Oh, so he's a little bit risque. Okay, but is this a red flag? His favorite author is Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of a red flag.
Nicholas Sparks? Okay. If you guys don't know Nicholas Sparks, he wrote the Notebook. So, I shouldn't judge, but it doesn't seem like the type of book that most men my age or his age would be reading. It just doesn't seem like the type. But am I just completely wrong? Is this like a whole subsection of men that I've just never met before that reads Nicholas Sparks books?
Maybe. I don't think so, though. Like your favorite author, that implies that you've read several of Nicholas Sparks' books. And yeah, that's an interesting choice. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a guilty pleasure. Maybe he's just saying that
because he's just romantic movies are all based on those books.
Okay, Malik is Jamaican. I like that. So I wonder if he'll bring anything of his culture into it. My mom's from Jamaica, so I'm always going to be team Jamaica for everything. So I'm down with that for sure. Hopefully I have like a dancing date or something, or like he makes some food I like. Exemplified by the blonde tips. Whoa! I mean,
they look like in his actual Insta, his hair looks pretty good. Like, I don't know if this photo is doing it as much justice, but it's a choice.
Well, like these pictures, they always look so terrible. So, I mean, I can see these blonde tips looking cute in real life, but in this picture, it's just like the light background and the button-up yellow shirt, and like it's just like it doesn't work for me. But with his own swag and his own vibe, like I probably could get down with it, But here, I'm just like, ooh. Not great for my taste. Okay, sorry, you put Malik, and you have another one, correct?
Yeah.
Starting to get harder?
Well, because there's some that I'm like, I don't want. I don't want that on my team. Okay. I'm going to go with Brandon J. He's a little bit younger, so that's like, but he wants someone who has goals and the focus to achieve them. Something that Michelle has said is that she wants someone who's like motivated and has their own dreams. So I feel like that's maybe like aligned there. And then he's also a self-proclaimed basketball fiend. So again, I'm kind of like really digging into this, like people who have had a past playing basketball theme.
Same with the casting department. Okay, it was like, yeah, he likes basketball and he's in.
Yeah. He might be a bit young for her though, so I don't know. I mean, it's only a 2-year difference, but I remember dating someone 2 years younger than me, and it's an interesting thing sometimes. So we shall see. But I feel like he'll bring some energy.
Well, definitely like somebody that like I'm not a basketball person, so like this wouldn't be something that attracts me at all. Like I mean, it's fine, but like Michelle likes basketball, so like the fact that he wants like a best friend and a teammate and a lover, like he wants like that to be the part of the personality that they can go and shoot some hoops together on a Sunday, and like when they have a family, like everybody goes and plays basketball together. That's cute, and like if he's able to bring that to Michelle, that's fine. I do worry about his age, 26. Like, is that like it's actually really young. I know Michelle's only 27, but that's also really young to me. She will be turning 20. No, I guess she just turned whatever. She turned 28. Wouldn't she have? She's born in 93.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll say she's 28. But anyway, she's younger is not great for guys, especially in their 20s. They have a lot of growing up to do, I would say. But he's from Portland, so he's going to be quite open-minded. He doesn't like to bungee, so chances are they're going to go on a bungee date. And it's good to know that he's looking for love. So I like him. His age is a little bit worrisome, but he's still a cutie. Cutie patootie. Oh boy. Now where am I going to go? Where do I go? All these bearded people, I'm just like...
Yeah, lots of beard.
Okay, is this who I want? Hold on. Oh, do I want that guy? That guy? There's actually so many guys left. Jeez Louise.
I know.
Okay, I like this guy, I think. I think I saw this person's bio or picture before, like not this picture, and I was like, ooh, he's very attractive. So I'm thinking that the photo that they're doing of this guy doesn't do him any justice. So he's 28 years old, and he is hot, I think, even in this picture. Oops, sorry, I thought I had this ready to go. Will, we got Will for you. So he's an academic interventionist. I'm not sure what that means, but academic, I'm hoping that means he'll connect with Michelle from, what's MI? Michigan?
Again.
Yeah. He just seems cute here. I feel like I saw another picture where I was like, wow, he's very attractive. So he might be somebody that's like very good looking in person. He doesn't like money as a gift. Oh, and he's a Leo. Yes.
And he's into horoscopes.
Into horoscopes. Yes, I love him. Yeah, I like him. I mean, Leo is going to go great with Michelle. She's a Gemini. Air and fire work really well together. So he's probably going to be a bit of an extrovert, and she will be somebody that is attracted to his, his sparkle. So I see good things for our Leo here, Will. I'm even more happy that I chose him now that I know that he's a Leo. Any thoughts?
No, great. I put Will into horoscopes. That won me over. So
yes. Sweet. Okay, I have one more. Boy, it's getting harder though.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of cute, but is it gonna be good? Okay. I'm gonna go for Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? He is very cute. He is a mathematician, so another academic person. So hopefully they'll have things to chat about and be able to vibe. He's a good age for her, so he's 32, from New York. New York men generally have a lot of confidence, and I like that. And so I'm hoping with having a name like Romeo. Oh, he wants to go to Burning Man. I'm down with that. He studied Japanese, even better. I'm interested in Romeo. What do you think? Do you like him?
I think how high are the chances that there will be some Shakespearean reference in his limo entrance?
High.
Very high.
Romeo, we're out there. No, he's gonna be like, it is the sun and
Juliet.
Arise the sun and kill the envious moon.
Yeah.
I used to know that whole thing, but I don't remember anymore.
Definitely happening for sure. So
yeah. Of points will be happening, at least getting a limo entrance that has a gimmick to it.
Yeah.
And he's cute. And if
Yeah,
he has a good personality, like I could see him sticking around for a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. All right. Who do you got coming next? 2 to you.
Okay. So, you got to mix the high and the low in here sometimes, and you got to throw some people in there that might just be absolutely ridiculous. So, for that reason, I'm going to go for Peter, the pizzapreneur from Port St. Joe, Florida.
Sorry, I didn't know who he was, and then I saw his photo.
Yeah.
Tell me more about why you went for Peter, the pizzapreneur, if that wasn't enough.
Like, first, there's the hairstyle as depicted in the photo. Everyone can see, it's that classic short on the sides, a little bit longer on the top look. He really exemplifies a lot of things that I personally find annoying. So I feel like he'll probably bring that to the show. And I was absolutely sold with the silly job title. I feel usually means like something's going to happen with that person, maybe like even if it's just on night one. But then he says the last point also, or actually he says he doesn't like libraries, which I'm just like, that is like people being like, I just don't like reading, like I just don't like it. It's like, okay, that's not something to boost. And then
libraries are actually quite great.
I know.
Like, especially nowadays when you don't have to use a library to do anything. And so if you go into a library, they're usually very nice, very clean, very quiet. And like, what's not to like?
Exactly. He loves deep house music. So he's probably like one of those people that like loves to go to like festivals and clubs, next level. And then also the last point, loves red wine and calls himself a vino head. No one who loves wine calls himself a vino head. So
unless you are a Gino, which is what I was going to label him as, a stereotype out of Toronto, and people that look like this gentleman, we used to call them Ginos.
And I know
that's not offended to anybody, but
I know that well in my youth, and with my own background is something I'm extremely familiar with. So maybe it's triggering me. Either way, I feel like he's going to be ridiculous. So that's why I'm choosing him. I do not think Michelle is going to be into Peter, but I do think being a pizzapreneur is going to bring him through.
Now, funny enough, he's from Florida, but to me, he's screaming Jersey Shore. And so it's surprising to me that he's all like pizza guy, but like not from New York or New Jersey. So I think he's going to be hilarious. I feel like he's even going to have like a Italian American accent. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like he's going to be playing into maybe some stereotypes. I wouldn't be surprised if he is exactly what we think he's going to be like. And I'm interested in seeing how he does, though. I want to see how he plays off. It's a very brave pick of yours here.
Gotta have some in the mix, He's
hilarious so far. So who do you have next?
Okay.
Tamika loves Romeo, very cute, half French. Oh, parfait. I love people that is, well, hopefully he speaks French. Don't think he's going far for some reason. Shaking my head. Oh. Okay, well.
I think I'm gonna go. Oh, it's so hard. I think I'm going to go with Leroy, the 27-year-old biomedical PhD student from Dallas, Texas. His bio is really cool. So he was born in Italy to parents who emigrated from Ghana and then moved to the US with his family. So he's like devoted a lot of time to his education. He wants to share his life with someone. This is like, to me, reads really well. He dates with intention, whatever.
Thank you.
But I don't know. He seems attractive. He's getting his PhD, cares about his family, has a good story. I'm into it.
Yeah, I definitely really like him. I love anybody that that's culture in some sort of way. I love people that are born somewhere different than I was born. So the fact that he's born in Italy and his parents are from somewhere that like I've never visited or been to, I think that that's really interesting. And just I love people that bring culture and flavor into the mix. So I'm 100% down with that. Talks about having a flair for fashion. So that as well as shows creativity. And even though he's, doing his PhD, and it seems like it's something very smart, biomedical, that sounds smart. It does seem like he's still a little bit easygoing, has a flair for fashion, has a creative side to him. So, I think he's really handsome. I think this picture is just not doing him any justice. But I think he's like a good looking man. So I think he's a great pick.
Yeah. I think maybe people who like have, experienced a lot of different things and have had to work hard to like make it, to like live this American dream or whatever, are generally people that are more humble. And I know that that's something that Michelle mentioned that she was looking for as a quality in her partner, someone who can stay humble and like understand what they're going for. Someone's devoting their life to like, their education and working really hard to get their PhD, and, that's the attitude that they have. I think that that is maybe in line with what she might be looking for. So I'm hoping that that might be a good match. But then ultimately, he's also from Bachelor Hub, Texas. So you want to have some people that are in the Texas. There's like the New York crew, the Nashville crew. Like there's people, and then of course LA. Like if you're from any of those Bachelor hubs, I think that means you might have a good career in this franchise, should you want to. So we'll see.
Okay, I'm starting to get real tricky here. I think that, okay, I'm going to go. I haven't seen a lot about this person, but I feel like he's going to stick around for a little while. He's only 27. He's a wellness coach, and he just looks like a little bit of a cutie. Hopefully, if he seems like he might be maybe Latino, and so if that's the case, maybe he'll be bringing some flavor into the mix in that sense. But his name is Edward from Los Angeles. I love anybody that's optimistic. Self-proclaimed amazing wingman, so that means he's able to go out, have fun, enjoy being around other people. So he's social. He has a cute little dimple, which I like. I feel like even if he doesn't make amazing connection with Michelle, he will stick around for a while. Like I just don't see him out first, and he's just a little bit different from some of the people that I've picked so far on my list. So I'm hoping that he'll surprise me.
He was on my list of red flags.
Oh, tell me why.
Wellness coach, Los Angeles, California.
Fair. Yes, there's a motivational speaker on this cast list. I don't think we've chosen him yet.
There actually is one, so
that means that there is one that I don't know if we've chosen him yet. But yes, okay, I can see how wellness coach from Los Angeles, California might be a little bit of a red flag. But I'm going to give him the benefits of the doubt because, like, I've trained as a coach, and I think that just means that maybe he looks on the bright side of things. It does mention that he is optimistic, and maybe he really does put his energy in wanting to help other people, and wants the sun. So I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Listen, I'll eat my words on any of these people if I'm wrong. We are completely judging the books by their cover here, like in the truest sense. Like we do not know anything about these guys, so
I don't even know what they
apologize
sound like.
to any of you who I don't understand yet. Time will tell how it all plays out.
So he loves learning and personal growth. I like that. And she must love dogs.
Must love dogs.
Wonder what kind of dog he has. Okay, words of affirmation and physical touch. That's not my vibe, but all right. Well, we'll put a pin in him and see whether or not your red flag detector is accurate.
I have 4 people on my red flags list, so I'll let you know once
Do you think he's the only person on your red flags list?
No, I have 4 people on my red flags list.
I hope I'm choosing him now. Because like red flag list could be like great, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's a strategy to have some of those people there.
Okay, I'm gonna go for another red flag then.
Oh.
Because if we're gonna say that anybody that's from LA County might be a little bit of a red flag, I am gonna go with Chris S., who is a commodities broker. Is he on your list?
Yeah, not on my red flags list though. Not on my red flags list.
That's good to hear.
My regular list.
I mean, he's very, very handsome. I don't know if Michelle would marry him necessarily, but I can see her being charmed by. He's just seemed aesthetically very, very good looking. Being in California, if he says he's a beach boy and he's ready to find love, so maybe he is goofy and easygoing when it comes to relationships. So that's good.
He's also Southern gentleman turned California beach boy. So we're really hitting on 2 stereotypes here. So, the versatility jumped out.
What about the burnt pizza makes him mad? Do you think he's going to become best buds with Peter?
I totally understand why that would make him mad. Burnt pizza is a very unfortunate situation because you really can't salvage it when it's burnt.
But it's still decently good, though. I still eat it. But I did have that situation happen recently where I put a pizza in on a higher temperature than I thought that I did. And then it wasn't fully burnt, but it was way more done than I wanted it to be. And I was just kind of like, damn it. Like I really wanted to have a good bite of a pizza and I ruined it. So I understand, Chris.
It happens.
It does happen. He's 28. He's practicing his blue steel face. So I don't know if that, him being kind of like ironic is like he thinks it's funny and cool, or if that's just how he actually is. So I'm curious to see what his actual personality is. Those are my 2. Going for Hollywood.
Okay. My turn?
Yep. 2 to you.
So my first pick, I'm going to take Pardeep, the neuroscientist from Brooklyn. His line of work is phenomenal. He obviously studies the brain, but it says in his profile that he studies the brain to find cures for diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So super valuable work. I think that's phenomenal. But then he's also a nerd. He likes to go to Comic-Con. I don't know. He seems like he has a great job and probably is a pretty humble and normal person if these are his interests. So I'm here for it. And he's also 30. So let's go, Pardeep.
Absolutely. Like I like him as well. I do. Wait, he enjoys sitting on park benches. Can we go into that? Why? Why, Pardeep? Is it because like a lot of people have sat on them because they're dirty? I mean, like I like sitting on a nice park bench and like taking in the view a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious. That's very random.
Especially in New York, like you have like one of the nicest parks in North America. You want to sit in Central Park and smell the flowers and the greenery. Anyways, interesting. But I agree with you that him being a neuroscientist and what his focus on and his his passion about his field is really honorable and super cool. And like I find brain work is actually so fascinating. So I think that if they're able to get to the level where they're having good, deep conversations, I think that they could vibe. I'm just curious as to whether or not he will have good first impression vibes. Like he's cute here. I think it's a cute photo. If he's even like a little bit more better looking in person, I think that will bode well for him. I just don't know though if he has like the personality to be able to like get in there. Like he's not gonna be the first impression rose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like him. I want to see him do well. Hopefully he goes far. He loves sleeping on Saturdays. Loves New Year's because he loves new beginnings. That's great. He's a great guy. Great guy. hopefully he will have an opportunity to show how great he is. Who do you have next?
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Ryan. Ryan. Where'd you go? Environmental consultant, 30 years old from San Jose. Yeah, I actually don't even know why. It just kind of like jumped out to me as I was scrolling right now. Feel like
is it because he loves spreadsheets?
No. He is, I don't know, this seems like pretty normal, but then also the profile is like kind of vague. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm hoping hopefully he might be the person who has the plan of season, because it says he's a planner who creates lists for all endeavors he pursues, and that includes his love life. I'm like, is he going to be the person who has all those duotangs that get thrown out? I really want to know who does that, because that's hilarious and clearly going to be part of it. But based on his photo, it doesn't seem like he'd be that person, if you can even deduce that from a photo. So I don't know, but I'm just going to like roll the dice on Ryan here.
I mean, like, he seems okay, but I would be worried with his love for spreadsheets for him to end up becoming the villain, which is good for your draft. With that, the spreadsheets that we've seen, like what's with all these lists that are getting people in trouble on these reality shows? Poor Michaela. Now maybe Ryan. Since when do they get paper and pen on these shows? It's just like, it's wild.
Well, these are like book reports. Like these are like several like duotangs with many papers inside, and I think that that's so jokes. Like I watched that part of the trailer specifically multiple times because it looks like it's like footage from like a crime show. The way throwing the folders on the bed, classic. So definitely, but I don't know if it'll be him. I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. We'll see.
I hope it's him. I can't wait to see who it is. I don't know how deep we're going to get into it, and we're going to forget about it, and then it's going to come back, or if they're going to keep on like teasing it in week by week. Like, I want to forget about it and then be like, it's this guy. I can't wait to see who it is. At this point, I can't tell who I like and who I don't like anymore. There's obviously a few people, we've already picked them, that have stood out in a super positive way. He seems all right. He's a good age. He's decent looking. He may be better looking in person. He's what? He welcome home to his family raisin ranch. Okay, there's a raisin ranch. That's interesting, I guess.
Central California.
A planner. So let's see. And he's enthusiastic about cuddling. So
that's a Taurus.
Oh, you think he's a Taurus? Yes, that makes sense.
Maybe he likes cuddling and planning
and ranch stuff. Down to earth.
Yep.
Maybe a little earthy Taurus.
Maybe.
What do you think? Do you think Ryan is a Taurus to you? Does he say anything about like things being sensual?
No.
Like food.
But he likes ice cream.
Yeah. Well, ice cream trucks. Just kidding. We'll see. Let's see. That should be something that we do one of these days. Is like guess their star sign before we find out what they actually are. All right, we're getting down to the dregs here. I'm sure there's still some good guys here.
We won't find out until we see them in action.
Not him. Maybe him. Not him. Maybe him. Wait, I already have one personal trainer, so maybe not. Okay, I'm going to go for Spencer. So you're speaking of crime scenes, so maybe he is the one that finds the duotang of the lists here. So maybe he's the one I don't know who spots anything if we see any teasers of what they look like. But he's 25, so he's a little bit young, but he doesn't appear in this photo to be that young as a financial crimes analyst. So I'm assuming it's people like Tom Girardi would be scared of this gentleman, or Jen Shaw. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. Spencer's an amazing catch. Okay, he's an athlete. Okay, he has a great job and he's incredibly smart. Okay,
And
who's
he
writing
has
the
a son. And he has a son.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I sense a 2-on-1? The two men with sons.
I mean, he was on my list for sure because of all of the above things that you just listed. Athletic, has a child, um, has a good job, it seems.
Yes,
Sure.
I'm down. I'm into him. I didn't know he had a son. Yes, it's even better. Loves to spend some time in the hot tub. All right, I haven't been in a hot tub in a while. I'd go in a hot tub with you, Spencer. Any
I
other
know.
thoughts about this gem?
Nope, great choice. Great
Thank
choice.
you. Thank you. Thank you. And all right, so we're at the end of this list almost. Who? Oh, okay. We haven't. I don't think we've talked about this guy yet. I'm gonna go a little bit more militant, a little bit more military with Jack. Oops, daisy. I didn't mean to do that. I'm like pressing things I don't mean to press. Jack. So Jack, he looks like he might be a sleeper. Like we kind of passed him by quite a few times. He might actually be really ridiculously good looking, and this is a terrible picture of him. Because like now that I'm looking him up close a little bit, he might be a babe. So he's 30, which is a great age. He's from Philadelphia. I mean, I've never been there, but I'm sure it's a great city. You know, he's a sweet and compassionate man. He's ready to start the next chapter of his life. I love that. I love anybody that's loyal, especially when it comes to family. That's great. Genuine and driven. Awesome. Red flag would be that he's looking for a woman who is emotionally mature. It's kind of like, so what are you dating? Why are you dating women that aren't? You know what I mean? Like, why aren't you attracting women that aren't emotionally mature? But I will just, put that aside. He'll throw up at the sight of an onion. That's a little bit red flag.
I really want to know more about that, and I pray that there is a date where
he's dancing in onions.
Interact with an onion. No, like they have to cook something or whatever, and they do one of those like trauma stories, a la the "I'm scared of bumper cars" moment of like him and an onion, because that is just too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Absolutely, but then the other thing
is of an onion,
just he's afraid of dancing as well. Like this is gonna be a date where he's dancing at like an onion patch farm. Like I don't know what that means, but
like it might be a little bit uptight if you are afraid of dancing. Like it's okay to let loose, but I really want to know like. Just by looking at an onion. Like it's one thing if you're like, oh God, I smelled an onion or something and it like made me feel sick or whatever, which is still okay. But like just simply seeing an onion will cause him to throw up, which I think is an absolutely wild point.
Well, do you know what though? Okay, I think I've told you the story before, but when I was about 2 years old, I had strawberry flavored yogurt and I remember throwing up for 2 days straight, and I really can't think that much about yogurt, especially strawberry flavored, without easily being able to like projectile vomit. So he must have had some sort of like he must have thrown up when he was really young over onions, and like he's done for.
Yep, it's a version at that point where you're just like, no, I have a bad memory with this, and I can't do this to myself again. So
I'm now a certified hypnotherapist. Maybe I need to like treat him and help him overcome his onion phobia aversion, I guess.
Yeah.
So Natalie says Jack looks like a guy that would be in a romantic movie. He does. That's what I'm realizing. Like he's handsome. And I think that he's going to have dates for the fact that he has those two strange things. He's going to have to go on a dancing date, and he's going to have to like come face to face with an onion.
Yeah.
So like maybe it'll be like blooming onions.
Face to face with an onion. Love it. Love it.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize how much of a gem that was until now. So thank you for including me in there.
Yeah.
We're almost at the end. How many people are there? 36?
I have no idea. Okay, I'm just going to borrow a strategy that I did last time because odds are one of them will stick around, and I'm going to go for Brandon K because I also have Brandon J. So, I just want to cover my bases like I did with Connor last season, in the hopes that Brandon will stick around. As for Brandon K, he is a 29-year-old brand manager from Austin, so it might actually be just right. He's in a similar situation to Michelle.
Cute,
He hasn't found the right one yet. So we will see what happens with him. But I think it's a decent pick at the end of the day.
I mean, yes, he was definitely. I was getting close to picking him. He's from Texas, and Texas is the place where they go recruiting for this show.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he knows anybody, maybe past contestants, or he was scouted, or it was like somebody that was referred him. So he could be a good pick. Polished Southern gentleman who hasn't found the right one yet, so maybe he'll have a nice little accent. What do you think about the fact that he loves the cha-cha slide?
I mean, he loves to dance, I guess. So
yeah,
that's
I
good.
like the cha-cha slide. I love any group dances at weddings. I like a good flash mob. So cha-cha slide kind of goes in there, where it just gets everybody together doing a dance and having a good time. So you like the cha-cha slide? I like you, Brandon K.
For my second choice, I'm going for someone off of my red flags list. Garrett, 33-year-old tech CEO from Salt Lake City, Utah. The main reason why I feel like this person is on my red flags list is because he says Garrett is hoping for a family one day, and if a woman does not want kids, then he is not interested. And that's a pretty hard line. Cool. A tech CEO, like that is a stereotype that could be very questionable. He seems to be like just saying all these things that he likes to do with his free time, like traveling and skydiving, paragliding, and speed flying. So I'm feeling like he might be like, a little bit extra as a person, but I have no idea how he'll play on screen. And I don't know if he's in the clips. Like, I can't really tell. So he also calls himself a plant daddy and loves pickles. Like, it's just, there's so much to unpack here.
I mean, I love pickles.
Yeah, they're a love it or hate it type thing, I believe.
I like that he had a bowl cut growing up. I'd like to see that photo, and hopefully that they will show that on the show. He's not afraid of salsa dancing. All right. He looks like he's had some work done, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but he's just so young, and so if he hasn't, then sorry, no offense. I don't know. He just looks a little phony to me, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, there's something I'm getting from this. And what I'm getting is something chaotic. So I'm hoping that that's what he'll deliver come Tuesday.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. There's something a little bit off, I don't know what it is, though. I don't know what it is.
Can't put my finger on it, but
we'll put a pin on in Garrett. Hopefully he'll get you some red flag points. All right, who else is left? Not that many people. Him or him? Oh, that profession. I mean, just change your profession, some of you guys, and I'd pick you. Okay, I think that's the end of that way. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to pick. Hopefully, this guy's okay. I'm gonna go with Rodney. So Rodney's 29. He looks to me like a nice guy, and he seems like bigger, and hopefully he's taller as well, which, like I was saying before, will make him stand out in a group, and maybe that will keep him around. He's not going to fade into the background, it doesn't seem. He has a nice big smile, so hopefully that means that he's funny. He's a glass half full kind of guy. I like that. And his dreams of playing the NFL were shattered, which is really sad. I always feel really bad for any of these guys that kind of focus their whole life around one career and then they have to kind of switch gears. But that shows that he's probably very resilient, and so I think that's really great. I don't really know anybody that's afraid of opossums because I've never seen an opossum before in my life. Terrified of being catfish. I mean, why? Who cares? It's terrifying, I guess, if you were on the show, but like, I don't know, it's not that bad. Happens all the time. And he's really into intermittent fasting, but not on the weekends. Okay, interesting 3 facts, I guess. I want to know more about the opossums, and I think he's actually probably a nice guy. So what do you think about him? Anything? Any thoughts?
I think, it's always good to have someone, like, of course, like, it's very unfortunate that his dreams of being in the NFL were ended because of an injury, but like purely looking at this from the standpoint of how the show is produced, having some type of story that can be shared of what you've overcome or a turning point in your life is always, very beneficial. So I think just like if I'm like removing emotion from it and just looking at it from a strategic standpoint, I think it could be a really good call.
Yeah, I think that, there could be an endearing moment between him and Michelle when he tells the story. So, and I think that he probably is even better looking in person than we're giving him credit for. So that guy. And who is next? Oh boy. Why are you laughing?
There's, it's getting down to it.
Okay, I think. Oh no! I mean, it really is. Like, should I just go with him? Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't think we chose him yet. Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't think this guy's gonna win here, but I do think that he might last past night 1. So I'm gonna go for the first guy on this page here. We're gonna go with Alec. So he's 29, which is a great age. I think he's an engineer, so that's most likely he's intelligent. He's from South Carolina. It doesn't really matter, but he loves to read GQ magazine. Okay, so maybe he's like kind of fancy a little bit. That could be fun. This was my red flag about him, though. His favorite thing to eat for breakfast is cottage cheese. I'm like, that boring. And he doesn't think that bowling's it's going to be a great date night out. So he seems like he might be kind of like a Bennett. So I'm hoping that if he's kind of, vanilla, but a little bit snobby, they might be playing into that kind of role like they did with Bennett. And hoping that they get like a bit of a gold mine there. So I don't think he'll be out night 1. Hopefully that will be a trope that they can play into. That's all you got?
I didn't even have any impression of him at all. I was just like, I think I looked at his profile and I was like, next. But you never know.
I think I looked him up, but I think he's a Virgo. So not great with Michelle, her being Gemini, but they do share the same planet ruler, being Mercury. So maybe they'll have some commonalities there. But I don't really have that high hopes for him, but maybe points-wise, he will be able to get some if he becomes a producer plant favorite. Your 2?
So my first one, I'm going to go with Daniel, 26-year-old firefighter from Austin. You have a firefighter, so I have to have one as well.
My last round, I was like, do I take both the firefighters?
Like, I need to keep up. But if he is, as this bio describes, like He has 4 nieces, so he is like enjoying being an uncle. I think that's really sweet. And like probably has experience like with children, and obviously she does in her profession as well. So I think that's a good match. He values good energy, great conversation, and loves a woman who constantly keeps him on his toes. I think Michelle could definitely be that kind of person. So if all of these things that are here are true, then I think they could potentially be a good match. Just he's a little bit younger than her, but that's not a deal breaker, I don't think. So go on Daniel with this pick.
Yeah, good profession. I do like the fact that he seems to be a family man. A little bit of an eye roll, the fact that he loves Christmas music. It's just kind of like, actually, or like, did you write that down? Like that guy that's like, oh, I love reading Nicholas Sparks. Like, like Disney's my favorite genre of movie. Like, I'm just like, I don't know how much I actually believe that, or think it's like, get me on this show kind of gimmick. But hey, man, like, I like the game players too, even though people think you're supposed to be here to find love. Like, if you're just trying to get on this show for whatever reason, I'm okay with that, especially if it's to find love and you guys have some vibes with Michelle. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt here. I like the fact that he's interested in knowing about aliens. Obviously, I like conspiracy theories, so maybe that means that he is an Aquarius or something, which would make me like him even more. And he's a Connect 4 champ. I'm a Connect 4 champ as well. So I like Daniel.
He's a cutie. Like,
he's cute, definitely. And he's a firefighter, which is like, they usually go far. They'll probably have like, maybe there'll be a battle of the firefighters, or they'll do like a relay race with the firefighters or something.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so my next pick, I'm going with someone whose profile I found personally to be very off-putting.
Who looks like they do ballet? I just mean, ooh, which guy?
So
he looks in every picture of him. Who? Jack. Maybe it's Jack they're talking about.
Oh, maybe. So I'm going to go with Casey, 36-year-old advertising creative director, again from Miami. There's a few things here where I'm like, okay. Specifically, quote, he is looking for a woman who is ready to be a mom because Casey is ready to start a family and give his mom all of the grandbabies she so badly craves, exclamation point, quote. Like that's a real to me. I don't know how I feel about that. And then furthermore, one of the points at the bottom is that he is secretly a hippie, which is just like, what does that even mean? And like, why are you secretly that way? Like, I'm confused about that verbiage.
And what part of being a hippie is he a secret about? Like, what does it like? Does that mean that he's like 420 friendly? Or like, does it mean that he? I don't know. I don't know what.
You're a 36-year-old single man in Miami, and like your biggest thing is that you've outgrown the dating scene because women care more about their Instagram stories than making meaningful connections. It's like, I would like to see what you're doing, sir. I don't know. Something's, just not quite sitting right with me about Casey here. And for that reason, I'm hopeful that maybe he may bring some element of drama to us in some capacity.
Right. So who did you pick before, Casey? I didn't write it.
I picked Daniel, the firefighter.
Daniel. Just gonna make sure keep this list up to date. Yeah, I mean, he looks like Chris Rendon to me.
He does.
That's all that's been screaming out is like Chris Rendon. Like, so he did really well, right? And then he even had like some, dated Crystal after, and they were engaged and all that stuff. So if he has that same trajectory, he could do really well in this season. So I worry about him, with the fact that like it seems like he's doing this only for his mother to get some grandbabies, which is a little bit worrisome.
That's why you want to have kids? Yikes.
Exactly. So I'm worried about him, but
it's dark-sided for sure.
How many people are left? One. Is that it? 2 people are left?
No, there's hold on a second. I wish it would
It might just be one.
No,
might
there's
just
more
get
than
them.
one. There's at least 2 people left. There's 1,
2.
2. I think there's 3. I think there's 3 people left.
Who's the third person? So
So
I get
there's
2, and then you would get the whoever's left
whoever's
over.
left. Yeah.
Okay, so these people are all gone.
So you're left to Chris G, Jamari, and Rick. That's who's left.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Rick.
Yeah, great choice.
I was on his page and I was just looking down to see. I'm like, oh, we haven't chosen Rick yet. You know, not that I think that he's gonna do well, but he's attractive. I feel like this photo doesn't do him justice. Like most of the men, well, all the people usually on the show, look better on the show and in real life than they do in these photos. Like they should just fire the photographer here because they never look good. Medical sales rep from Los Angeles. I feel like it's a red flag career and location, but he's 32, so hopefully, he's a good guy. Self-proclaimed hopeless romantic. Okay. What else about him? He has a dog.
I don't get to know anything about him in this. It's literally just like self-proclaimed hopeless romantic. He finds romanticism in the small things in life and is the type of guy who will send you flowers at work for no reason but to say I love you. Sure, Rick. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Like,
yeah, I mean, this is a little bit # swoon. I can't even do.
Like, this is very sus.
Did he write the bio and put # swoon?
Yikes! Oh man.
But he could be the villain. He could be the spreadsheet creator of the Bachelor stats or whatever it was about.
Yeah.
What is his job? Medical sales rep. It's such a questionable job. I'm always just like, sketch. 32 though, he's a good age, and he seems handsome, so he's gonna stick around for at least one date, and maybe he's gonna be like one of those sweet charmers that gets like the first impression rose. He won't, but maybe. So Ricky D, Rick. That's him. And then for my last pick, I am gonna go for. Oh, he's so young though. Okay, now I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for Jamari. The only reason why I didn't pick him sooner, he's 26. I might have picked some young guys, but I was trying to avoid that just a little bit because the young guys don't tend to do that well just in general. It's just, they're too young. He's a personal trainer, which is also that questionable career. And from California, at least it's not LA count LA, but I'm always worried about the personal trainer from California that's young being on this show. It seems maybe they have ulterior motives as to why they're there. So
yeah.
Obviously I hope the best for him. I like the fact that he has a puppy. He would love to be a tour guide in Antarctica. Why?
I feel like the reason why I didn't pick him is because this profile is very short, and I feel like you don't really get to know too much about him, which I took that maybe that's like a sign that we may not be seeing a lot of him. Mm-hmm. I could totally be reading into that, but it is the impression that I got when I looked at this. I was just like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like this is someone that'll be around for a long time, but I could be totally wrong. I'm looking at his Instagram right now, and he is a fitness trainer. As we discussed, there's a lot of fitness stuff in there, but then right underneath, he has Luke 1:37 with a purple cross emoji. And then, who knows where that will lead us here, but
hopefully it takes them to church.
He looks great also in these photos.
Do we know if Michelle is religious at all?
I don't know, but I
would love a church moment. That would be fun.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out.
We have some shade being thrown a little bit here in the chat. So Just says Casey looks like Joe Biden's son, Hunter. I don't know what Joe Biden's son looks like. My mom always talks about Joe Biden's son. But is that the one that he has maybe an addiction problem?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I don't know what he looks like, but I feel like this is shady, and that Rick could also easily pass for a vampire. I could actually see that though. To be fair, a little shade. Rick looks like he could be Dr. Evan Anton's son. Who's that?
I'm not sure.
Dr. Evan's son. Who is that, Natalie? Show me pictures. I mean, I could look it. I'll look it up after.
Oh, yeah, I just looked him up. It does look like he could be his son.
Hold on, let me close this. Show me. Oh, he's on your computer?
It's on my computer, yeah. He's a veterinarian. People's sexiest pet vet, Dr. Evan Anton.
Okay, who's Evan Anton?
He's a sexy pet vet. What do you mean?
So, like, why is he famous?
It seems like he has a show.
Oh. Oh, yeah, he does look like this guy. Okay, hold on. Let's just pull this up here for the peeps. Oh, wait. I don't want to be on his Twitter. Okay, that's just so.
So this means that I'm left with Chris G, the motivational speaker. Halifax.
Okay, let's just take a quick peek at that's Chris G here. Or I mean, sorry, not Chris G. Evan Anton.
People's sexiest pet vet.
I like Evan Anton. He's cute. Good call, Natalie. You're on the money here, I think, with this one. Perfect. Okay, so let's just get to our final guy. We're doing the Canadian dirty.
I just was, I wasn't gonna, pick the motivational speaker, but he's been given to me, and I'm gonna accept his rose today for my team.
Let's just pull him up here. Why do they choose like the dorkiest Canadians? Like, I don't know anybody like him or Blake, or Brendan,
and this is someone from the East Coast, so that's interesting. I feel like they don't really the Canadians that they've had have all been either from out west or from Toronto or from Ontario. As we know, Blake is from Hamilton, but I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's been someone from the East Coast on before. So that, that might be actually a good thing.
Is it also a good thing that he enjoys performing spoken word poetry? Is that a good thing as well?
No, I mean, sorry. Yes, that's great, Chris. That will be amazing for that poetry challenge, which is clearly happening because we heard Michelle recite her poem. So I think that will be great for that if he makes it there. That's the only question that I have. I also just want to address that it says here that he's as kind-hearted as you would expect any Canadian man to be. In Canada, there's people that are kind and people that are unkind. So I don't know that I expect all Canadian men to be kind-hearted, but okay, we'll take that boost for Canadian stereotyping. And the reason why I think it might be a good thing is if Michelle is family-oriented, a lot of people that I know that have roots in the East are very family-oriented people. And I think that that's a big part of living out there. You have less densely populated areas, and there is a really big family energy to a lot of those communities, or a community energy in general. So that's my hope that things will work out for me with Chris.
I mean, he does have these motivational speakers, so that could mean that he won't take no for an answer, and he'll make sure that he sticks around for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have a little bit of an East Coast accent, and so that might be endearing. East Coast guys that I've met or that I know, they're usually really fun and great to hang out with. So I can see him becoming really good friends with some of the guys in the house, which could bode well for him doing well in the game. Like, he's not going to be part of the negative drama necessarily, because people will enjoy him. You'll get some points with the beat poetry, spoken word, like from this guy. They'll definitely be in like that classroom date where they have to recite their poem about their teacher. So I think you can get some points with him. And I agree with you though, it's if he can get past week 1 or like, night 1. So that is the worrisome part about Chris G. But you know what? Like, as we're going through, even when I was like, ooh, nobody's that bad. They weren't that bad. Even if this is our worst pick of the season, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, and I don't even think he's necessarily the worst pick. He wasn't top of mind for either of us. So I'm sorry, Chris. I know you're from Canada. Come on. Let's see what happens.
So just lastly, just before we wrap it up here, so Jamari has an amazingly fine voice and body and is cute as hell. Yes. But he's young to me, guys. Too young for us. And Sophie's here. Hi, Sophie. So wait, what? Sophie? Are we losing another draft? You just got here. What's happening? I'm not even losing the challenge. I'm winning the challenge draft this season, but we'll see about this one. We'll have a better lay of the land after tomorrow's episode, where we will see how our instincts have fared in the first episode. So I'm happy with my team. There are people who need to give them thumbs up and smiles. Or us here? Yes, please give us thumbs up. That'd be awesome. It helps out with this algorithm. Absolutely. So any final thoughts before we say sayonara until Wednesday? We'll be going live Wednesday at probably 11 a.m. Eastern, 11 or 11:30, 11. We'll be recapping the first episode. Final thoughts? Are you excited? How do you feel about your team? Do you have the winning team again?
I don't know. I feel okay about my team. I think I really need to see like who gets cleared out in episode 1, and hopefully I don't lose too many people then. But the great thing about this show is there's several weeks of things that could happen and storylines that are major in the beginning are not after a couple of weeks, and things change. So we will see, but I feel like I have like a couple of people that I feel she'll actually really go for, and then so many other random options too. And I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a good season. I know like we kind of start optimistically every time, but I honestly like feel like from the preview and just like from the way that they've invested in the production of this season versus all of these last bubble seasons, hopefully we end up with something that we really want to watch and enjoy. And I hope that Michelle actually does like find somebody at the end of this, because I think she's great. So I'm looking forward to her as the lead for sure.
Absolutely. If like her promo photos and entrance like videos are to show the caliber of the season, I'm really just looking forward to seeing her just be treated really well. It seems like they're taking a lot of care about her as a Bachelorette, and making it hopefully a really great season for her and for us to watch. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to talking to it with you. Absolutely. It really makes the season so fun. And do we have some stakes on this draft this time around?
From the audience?
Put some money on it?
Oh, we could.
How much are you willing to wager, Anya? So do you want to do full points, or do you want to do winner gets the draft money?
I don't know. What do you do for the challenge normally?
The challenge, the 2 losers pay the winner $50.
Okay. The losers of points or of?
We do the full thing. So like I lost last season because like for 5 points, but I had the winner. So we could have the winner and lose if we do points.
Okay. Let's do it.
Wager. It's the wager.
No, let's do 50. 50's
okay. $50 on this draft. It's a virtual handshake right there. $50 winner of the points takes all the moolah. So
100%.
let us know in the chat who you think has the better team. This is off of first impressions. I will be doing some tarot predictions. I'll do some quick little tarot predictions in YouTube Shorts to maybe give an idea of like how the cards might suggest that our teams will fare. But just let us know, please, in the comments as to who you think has the winningest team. And obviously, like this video so that, you know, we show up in that algorithm and YouTube likes us. I love a good wager. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this. It's on.
Here we go.
And by Wednesday, if you could think of your team name, so I'll allow you to be able to see some of the characters on your team, and we can kind of see what our team vibe is. And we'll have some team names, and I'll have our little charts up with our people and who's out, who's in, all that jazz.
Okay.
All right. So can't wait till Wednesday morning when we'll come back and talk to you. And you remember the Bachelorette premieres tomorrow night at, I'm assuming it's 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Michelle, go Michelle.
Hey.
See you guys.